welcome to Cable Crushers. This is the podcast where we talk about the top 3 internet cable alternatives. We talk about Hulu, we talk about Amazon Prime, and we talk about Netflix. Joining me is Fred Swan and Adam Fleeman.
Hey.
And first up, we're going to talk to Fred here. What is new in the world of Amazon Prime?
Well, we're about halfway through the month of November, and I want to kind of run down what's coming out in Amazon Prime throughout the rest of the month. Kind of get you guys just opinions on what's coming out.
It's a big month.
It is a big month.
For Amazon.
And just what's coming out, what has come out. See, you know, what's good, what probably waste their money on. Just kind of curious.
Okay.
Let's just kind of run down this list. As far as TV, Vikings Season 3 is coming out.
Okay.
I think it's coming out as an Amazon exclusive. So it used to be on History Channel.
Yes.
I think now it's an Amazon exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Man in the High Castle, we talked about that last episode, and they've green lighted it.
It's moving forward.
It's moving forward.
Good.
It's coming out probably next week. Season 5 of Teen Wolf.
Okay.
Yeah, there are five seasons
I didn't
of a Teen Wolf TV series.
Teen Wolf was one of those, why make it anyway, but then it caught on, and
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's probably one of those teenage shows like Dawson's Creek with werewolves, I guess.
I'm sorry, but if you want to go back and watch Teen Wolf 2 with Jason Bateman, I promise you, it is every single 80s movie smashed up and combined into one. It is the most satisfying 80s movie that you'll watch if you really want that experience.
But you won't get that from the Teen Wolf.
I don't
TV
even know
show.
what that. I don't even know what that
No.
is. That sounds like it's probably for the Twilight generation.
It's
Yeah,
an
it
MTV,
surely is.
Okay.
absolutely. MTV makes it. That tells you everything.
It does.
Yeah.
And the last TV series is Falling Skies Season 5. It's coming out on the 28th. That's almost December. I think that's our last season of Falling Skies. That was a TNT show.
Absolutely. That was a
finally-
very good show. I kind of. Oh, you've got to go watch
Aliens?
it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Aliens.
It's
okay.
basically it takes place right after the alien invasion of Earth, and now there's a resistance movement to wipe out the aliens who are occupying the Earth.
That sounds familiar. Sounds like there's been other shows like that. Alienation.
Alien Nation was not an alien invasion. It was alien refugees.
Wasn't there another one? I want to say one was just out maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
And the aliens in Alien Nation, which was I think an 80s show or a 90s show.
90s, I believe.
Yeah, the aliens integrated with this human society.
There was another one that they redid. There was the mothership and I
Now
can't.
they redid V, but V
V,
isn't.
that's the one I'm talking
But
about.
V isn't about that. V is they are invading. This is they have already invaded.
Oh, we've already been fucked.
Right.
Okay.
We've already been invaded, and they've taken over. This is a resistance movement. Like, this is not like the armies have been decimated, governments are gone. This is like resistance fighters
Okay.
trying to take back against the aliens.
I hope
And
they're
it is,
successful.
it's really good. I kind of got out of it after the 3rd season just because that's when I cut the cable. So I'm glad to see that it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But now let me ask you, because this is one thing that I've noticed for Amazon. They give you a list of all of the stuff that they are coming out with, but some of it is pay and some of it is Amazon Prime. So, I mean, is that one of the ones that is strictly Amazon Prime, or is it pay?
My information is that this is all Amazon Prime.
So
this
this
is
is
all.
the stuff that you rent.
This is new on Amazon Prime Instant Video. So
Okay,
if you're
okay,
on
okay.
Amazon Prime, this is Amazon Prime Instant Video.
Okay, very good.
Now that's the TV. As far as the movies, there's a lot more movies that have come out this month, and I'll just kind of hit the highlights or the lowlights, depending on your opinion.
Right.
8 Crazy Nights.
Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that a cartoon?
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Is that animated?
Yes, it's a holiday cartoon.
That came out about
It
what,
wasn't,
10 years
it wasn't
ago?
terrible.
It's garbage.
It wasn't terrible. Look, if you're Jewish, this is your film. This is the one you have. You don't really have anything
Haven't the
else.
Jews suffered enough?
Wow. Okay. They have something enough. I
To make this their film?
But they got no other go-to. Listen,
I'm not saying
I didn't think it was that bad, but I'm an Adam Sandler fan. I like the silliness.
I like
Everyone's an Adam Sandler fan
No,
from
well,
back in the
from
day.
back in the day. I'm an Adam Sandler fan. Like, I like
Billy
the Hanukkah
Madison.
song.
Yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
Madison, Happy Gilmore, sure, those were fun things. Now,
Look, you're talking to a guy that even liked Click.
Now I tell you,
Don't hate. Don't hate.
I'll say I heard it was very charming. The only reason why I never saw it was because they gave away the freaking the ending.
So let's do that now. I'm just kidding. I'm
No,
just
we're not doing
No,
that.
go watch the preview. Go watch the trailer. I'm sure it's on YouTube, and you can catch it there. And then you can be spoiled just like we were.
Yeah.
Or instead of 8 Crazy Nights, if you want to watch an Adam Sandler animated short or film, Hotel Transylvania is a very good animated film.
It is.
And Adam Sandler is the lead. So, I mean, I think he does better. If I recall correctly, that's not an Adam Sandler joint. That's one of those where someone else did the writing and all that. If he's in a movie that someone else has made, he is awesome. But when he is making everything himself,
I don't think Click was the Gilmore production. It may have been. I
Happy
don't know.
Madison.
Happy Madison, yeah.
Madison,
Yeah, it may have been, but I don't remember. I'm not sure. But like I said, I like Click. Like
All right.
that's how much I like Adam Sandler.
Well, let's move on
Yeah,
and
go
get some of
ahead.
these other movies because I'm sure we're gonna have some opinions on some of these others. Next great film is The Craft.
The
Who
Craft?
remembers The Craft?
Yeah, from 1995.
That's right. I think it is 95 actually. Wow, I think you hit that one on the head.
Well, we
Fact
worked
check.
at the movie theater in 95.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
It was
we saw
out
there.
there.
We
Maybe
all-
94, 95, something like that.
I
Yeah.
liked The Craft
Okay.
for the same reason I like sushi. I don't like sushi, but hot girls like sushi.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I mean, so
Well,
you
see-
can have some Amazon and chill with some Craft.
Well, see, here's the thing that gets me about these lineups, from what you've said so far.
Uh-huh.
As far as the movies are
And there's
concerned,
some
these
better
are-
ones down here, but I want to hit these because I want to get get the reaction on those.
Well, the main thing is, what new movies are out? I mean, what are you're
Wow,
competing
just
with?
freaking punch up on Fred real quick.
No, I mean, be new movies. It's kind of Amazon Prime's deal.
This
Yeah.
is new to Amazon Prime.
This is the thing that I don't like about Amazon Prime. Now, I have a Netflix, Amazon Prime, and a Hulu subscription. It's not that I'm rich or anything, but I mean, cable was extra $60 out of my pocket, so I can afford.
Oh well,
to
there
do
is
that.
one new movie I know. There's at least one new movie down there that I know of. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, what I'm saying is, when it comes down to Amazon Prime, it is the Prime subscription always gives you the stuff from the 90s, early 2000s. They'll give you spaghetti westerns for Amazon Prime, but they won't give you the stuff that just came out on video a while back.
Competition.
Well, competition. And they could be more competitive if they could lock down those deals
For
to get that new
$90 a
stuff.
month,
Well,
they could be more competitive.
Right. Well, remember
Or $90
all
a
of these
year, I'm sorry.
movies. Remember, all of these movies are based on contracts with the distributors. So, if Netflix has locked down exclusive deals with all the major studios, then Amazon is going to get what they get.
But here's the thing, they do have a catalog of new movies. I checked just a couple of
But
days
they're
ago.
for rent, right? You got to rent them.
Right.
Oh, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be new. If you want to see any of the Marvel movies, I don't care if it is Winter Soldier or if it's the first Avenger, Captain America. I don't care if it's Avengers 1. You have to pay money for it, And I think for some of them, you can't even rent them. You have to buy them.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that's the key, is that this is people who are just like, I just want to watch this one movie one time, just sit down, watch it. I don't really want to own it, I'm not trying to build a collection.
And this is still a new concept here, and Netflix is sort of leading the way in the price competition.
Well, let me hit you guys with a
Yeah.
couple of the other films.
Keep coming.
Yeah, go ahead.
Adventures of Milo and Otis. It's actually a pretty good kids film.
Yeah.
Awakenings.
Robin
Williams.
Yeah, that was a good one.
With Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Older movie again.
Power duo.
Power duo, really fantastic. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
That was a good movie. I
It was
liked that.
alright. It was
And,
alright.
and it wasn't that long ago. That was probably 3 years ago.
Yeah,
3 or
yes,
4.
that one's newer. 7 Years in Tibet.
Okay.
See, there's some good movies here. I think the newest one I actually saw actually comes out today, and that's Ex Machina.
So Ex Machina is one of those movies that that everyone says that you should watch and you should tell a lot of people about. Now I say that, and I have not seen Ex Machina.
And you should.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. But yeah, I heard that it was a really good film, and I think that Amazon should have more independent movies like Ex Machina, like say for example Tusk, there's the Redbox movie that I used yesterday, Air. I told you guys about that earlier, and Air is a really good movie with Norman Reedus. It's a Robert Kirkman idea. And I mean, the only reason why I picked that up on Redbox, that's also on Amazon Prime. The only reason why I picked it up on Redbox was because I got a coupon for a free night, so that's why I purchased it.
It costs money on Amazon Prime.
It does cost money on Amazon Prime. It's only really like $3.99 or something like that.
I'm already paying for the Amazon Prime. I don't
Right.
want to pay again to
Right.
get the
Yeah.
benefit that I'm supposed to get. I think that's one really good thing about this new technology of these services that are coming out, is specifically with Netflix, they've sort of set the standard.
Mhm.
And maybe it's unfair of me because I'm more of a Netflix fan to say Amazon needs to give me movies for free.
Right.
I mean, not for free, but for I'm paying the, what is it, $89 a year?
Yeah.
Right.
Or
the
depending on what
subscription.
special you get. If I'm going to pay a certain amount of money, I'm not going to want to pay again.
Remember,
Right.
Amazon Prime is a much larger thing.
It is
though.
much
It is.
larger.
It's basically this video on demand streaming thing is kind of almost like
An extra.
an extra that they're trying to get into that market.
I already consider them in that market, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're making their own things.
Absolutely.
So,
Once they
here's
started
the
producing
thing.
their own shows,
Yeah.
I would say you're fully in it.
But here's the thing about Amazon Prime. Yes, it is a bigger thing, but let me ask you, who all has listened to the Amazon Music? I have not. I'm paying for Amazon Music. I don't care about Amazon Music.
Who
I
listen-
have an iTunes account.
Who listened to music on cable when they came out with all the different music stations?
Right.
When you
right.
have a party,
And
you have a party, you have to put it on the station, and that's the time you listen.
Or
to it.
you put a
Although I will
refreshment
say-
CD.
I will say that my wife listens to it when she cleans.
Okay.
Well,
And
you're
that's-
weird.
Well, no, I will say that's cool.
That's the thing. She's like, okay, I want to put it on 90s. Okay, and
You still
But
have that service,
accessibility-
is what you're saying. That's what makes you guys weird.
well, it's because we also have cable.
Yeah, okay.
And we have satellite.
All right.
Right, and the accessibility is the king to me. And I have I watch all of my programming off of a PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
So PlayStation 4, the only
PlayStation
things
4?
I have on there. Oh, I'm sorry, PlayStation 3. I
PlayStation
really
3.
want a PlayStation 4. I
Cheapo.
can't afford it. Well,
They
I
look very expensive. I don't have one yet either. They're too expensive for me.
Absolutely.
I'm patient.
But the thing about it is, I have Amazon Prime, I have Netflix, I have Hulu. They don't have the Amazon Music app.
YouTube
available.
has YouTube Music now, though, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah. YouTube Music, YouTube Gaming. I mean, they're actually getting to the point where the next step is going to be streaming video as well.
Well, Twitch. I don't know if you guys saw, but Twitch Twitch does the video game service
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for streaming video games. couple of days ago, they streamed Bob Ross. The first season of Bob Ross painting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh my goodness.
And that's what I meant, by the way, when I said video. I mean streaming
Yeah.
television programming. Of course, YouTube already streams videos.
Yeah, this was
You guys
they
were on
streamed
YouTube.
the first season of Bob Ross painting,
hmm
and it got tons of views.
Bob Ross was the coolest back in the day, man.
No, he wasn't cool back in the day. He's
Oh.
cool now because, like, I don't know, there's some sort of, I don't know,
It's a
revival.
it's a retro
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
A look back.
yeah,
you know, he's
happy
gotten
little tree, and people
right. He's
yeah.
gotten very popular in
Yeah.
that time.
So, but
I was a fan of Bob Ross before Bob Ross was cool.
yeah. But
Hipster Mitchell.
But Twitch added a new thing other than video games, and it's if you have Photoshop on your computer and you want to create something in Photoshop, you can now do that on the Twitch service, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome.
It's pretty cool. I don't think we're going to be talking about it too much here,
Right.
but
well,
it was
yeah.
just
Right.
an extra thing that's happening with this technology. And it can go in even more directions, but I think companies like Amazon Prime have to lock down their niche. And Amazon Prime is now looking at an independent film, Ex Machina. If they...
If
I
they
think
keep doing that.
Yeah, I think that independent film is where they need to go with their niche because Netflix's niche is streaming.
Well, and they have
movies.
locked down
They
on...
locked down all of the major
Yeah.
studios and contracts.
Hulu's got a lockdown on
on
networks.
Network television.
Yeah.
So Amazon Prime needs to go after the indie market because there's a huge library of independent stuff they could be pulling from.
There is, and even if it's the old, we were talking about the older stuff that you were mentioning earlier. Like with independent films, it's almost like it's not old because we've never seen it before.
It's new to you.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be new to the majority of the people who are using an Amazon Prime account.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that, look, if you go after those independent movies, when I watched Air, there was about 20 minutes almost, it felt like it, worth of movie trailers that were all independent movies. I must have seen, without lying to you, about 7 different trailers
There's a
before I
lot.
ever watched the movie. And a lot of them were really, really good. Matthew Fox had one. It was this one where it's basically a zombie movie, but they thought that because of the cold weather, because of the snow and everything, that the zombies were going to die off, but they adapted. And it has Matthew Fox and it has someone else. The guy from Burn Notice. I can't remember his name. Donovan. But that looked really good. There was a number of really good movies. That there was one where it was almost like Last Action Hero, only the gang of people that are heroes. They watch a movie, and one of the people who's watching the movie is watching her mother, who starred in the movie.
You're losing me.
All right. Well, basically, the fire breaks out in the movie theater, and their only escape is through the movie screen, and they end up in the
Last
horror
Action.
movie.
Okay.
So that's how it's Last
okay,
Action
You
Hero.
brought me back. Okay.
Yeah, and it was really cool. And one of the main characters, her mother would play one of the leads in the movie, and so she has to work with her mother, who she's never seen. She died. The mother died while the girl was young.
Spoiler alert.
Well, that's part of the trailer, so that can't be a spoiler.
I mean, you just spoiled the trailer, so if
Well,
I'm,
yeah, that's true. I really wanted to get all the information out of that trailer, but yeah. So a lot of interesting movies that I think if Amazon were to pluck each one of those, you got me. You got me.
And I think that's the market share avenue is what they need to look at because they look at themselves as direct competitors. Of course, there will be a ton of competition and market and share taking, but if they each look to individual markets, they could end up with a much larger pie.
because there's about to be a lot more competition now.
Yes, because basically Hulu is trying to. Hulu has a deal that is actually giving Amazon and Netflix a run for their money. And coming up next, I'm going to talk about that and their merger with Time Warner. So stick with us. All right, everyone, we're back. And so now what I wanted to talk about.
The big story.
The big story. And I don't know what to think about it, really. I wanted to ask your opinions about it, and I guess put in my 2 cents where needed. But Time Warner and Hulu is talking about getting into bed with each other. Basically, there's this was on the 13th of November. Basically, Time Warner was making a deal or proposing a deal with Hulu to get 25% of Hulu's shares. Basically, becoming a partner along with Disney, and along with I want to say Warner Brothers.
But I don't want to start They're about to lose Disney, though, aren't they? Because Netflix is about to get Disney, right?
Well, see, now Netflix, I believe Netflix is about to get Disney. I believe now Hulu still has that share of ABC.
Well, so this still makes sense. If they're about to lose Disney, to throw Time Warner right there in that slot, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
And I apologize, I said Warner Brothers, I meant Fox. But yeah, you're absolutely right. When it comes down to it, Hulu has made great efforts to deal with Fox and try to get Empire as one of their flagship shows. They have Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on the Disney side or ABC side. They've been working to get stuff with.
They have Last Man on Earth, which is really good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so now what they're wanting to do is they want that Time Warner share, because Time Warner has TNT, Time Warner has Cartoon Network, and of course they have Adult Swim. But the biggest thing that they have that everybody wants a piece of is HBO.
Yep.
Because Hulu really, when you think about it, what do they need Time Warner to get a piece of the pie for? They're already showing Big Bang Theory and the stuff from CBS. They're already showing some of the programming from
most of our
TNT.
primetime lineup you can find on Hulu.
Absolutely. But when it comes down to what Time Warner has that they're not giving up right now is your HBO Go programming, your Game of Thrones, your Entourage back issues, your
Is
Newsroom
Hulu
back
going to
issues.
get that?
Well, see, now here's the thing. That is unclear at this point. At this point, they're just in talks and people are speculating. But the speculations have gone from, so Time Warner, if they get that 25%, Hulu will be the only people to put HBO programming. It's not just HBO programming either. It's HBO and Showtime.
Okay.
So,
Dexter, was it Dexter?
Dexter was Showtime. Also, if I recall correctly, what is it? The show with that had Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
True Detective.
True Detective, yeah.
Yeah, that's another one there.
I thought that was HBO.
That was HBO.
Okay.
Oh well, okay, so that is HBO. See, I don't have it, so I don't, but yeah, so I mean, they have these programs out there that they can get if they go on to Time Warner, but also. One of the things that they talked about was the idea that Time Warner has HBO Go, and HBO Go is about $14.99 a month for people who don't have a subscription. That's HBO Now, actually. HBO Go is what you have if you have a cable subscription, and for free you can go and watch anything in their catalog.
They're the same thing, though, right?
They're the same thing, yes.
Just under different names.
Basically, it's different packages. You have to be able to prove that you are a cable subscriber if you use HBO Go.
Yeah.
If you have HBO Now, you don't have to be a cable subscriber. You just pay
$15 a
that
month.
15. Yes. Yeah. So what they're talking about is the possibility that if Time Warner owns that share and Hulu says, "Hey, let's bring the HBO cash into our programming," what they could do is say, yeah, we will do that so long as everyone who is watching those programs can prove that they are a cable subscriber.
Okay, so then you're pulling in your HBO Go, but not your HBO Now. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, in order and this is what I have a problem with here is I don't want to have to pay anything else for Hulu. I just want to pay my Hulu subscription fee and go.
Well, remember they have their tiers. Set
And
up.
they do have their
Yep.
tiers, and for what about $3 more? I think we said last time you get it without commercials. Now, if that $3 more also includes HBO Go or HBO period, I'm on board.
See?
That will get me
Well,
because you're giving me something else. I don't care about the commercials one way or the other.
Okay, well let's talk just a little brass tacks on this thing.
Okay.
Do we know? Are there any like dollar figures being floated at this point
No, well,
with regard to how much because Time Warner's trying to buy a stake, right?
yeah, they're trying to buy
So-
a stake.
It sounds
Buy
like
it for how
they're
much?
almost trying to buy the Disney stake because Disney's going to Netflix.
Sure, but that doesn't mean. But they still have to negotiate.
And I don't know if
that.
that's 25%, but that's got to be a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
now let's see. Well, it says here, and this is just one of the things that kind of shakes it up a little bit. And this, I got this from The Street, which is an internet news service. They also got it from Wall Street Journal and a couple other sources here. But it says buying into Hulu, as far as Time Warner is concerned. There was this media analyst that said, we thought we heard Time Warner say that they had concluded that subscription video on demand was harming the value of the pay TV bundle, and therefore they were going to stop or delay licensing new content to that platform. It seems hard to reconcile that stance with the duty they would have as JV partners to drive as much value as possible to Hulu. Now, what that tells me is Time Warner really doesn't like the whole video on demand model, but and because it's harming their
It sounds like they're willing to put a stop to even giving up their service for these companies.
right. So it's sending a mixed message. What it's saying is
We already don't like Time Warner as consumers.
well, no. I mean, when it comes down to them, the idea of having HBO on Hulu appeals to me.
Oh, it's a good idea.
It's a great idea, but the idea that they're going to have a stake in what they say Hulu can do, period.
Yeah.
Period. I don't care if it's just on the HBO side or if it's just on or
The
on
stuff
it
that
as a
Time Warner
whole.
owns. Yeah.
Or as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, because they are a partner. They're splitting this stuff down the middle.
1/4
pretty
stake.
much.
They have a one. Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea that this, they already think that their pay to play bundle is suffering. So why not kind of corrupt the pay to play model with Hulu and then say, but we got ours over here too. So if you just want the HBO, you got HBO, or if you just want something else, I mean,
So
we
Time
can
Warner
buy
can
this
basically
for you.
triple dip because they got HBO Go, they can have Hulu, and they also have the cable. So they're going to be.
Yeah.
That,
They're trying to hedge their bets
Yeah.
because financially, they don't have too many more stumbling blocks. And from what I understand, from August there was a report that they were only HBO Now only had so many millions of subscribers. It wasn't like it was they're rolling in it. As a matter of fact, when it comes down between them and Netflix, they're getting pummeled. So when it comes down to what they are planning on doing with this service, it's up in the air, and that kind of scares me because Hulu is basically my second choice. Actually, it's my first choice for new content. If I want to see any of my programming, Gotham or Flash or anything like that, I can see it the next day or the day after that. And I would love to see HBO shows that have that same model. Maybe a week after Game of Thrones airs,
Yeah.
I see the that episode. But at the same time, I don't like the idea of having to borrow my mother's account, because that's what people were doing. As a matter of fact, a long time ago, HBO said, "Hey, look, we have HBO Go. Everybody can watch it. So long as you have cable. If you don't have cable, someone with cable, go ahead and get their cable information and sign on to HBO Go and watch it. And they will allow up to so many people to watch it under one person's cable account at a time."
Now, and maybe I'm wrong here, but Time Warner, didn't they partner with Comcast?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe
there
this
was
article
some.
actually did mention that.
And isn't Comcast the one that's trying to charge Netflix more money? So isn't this a really, really good deal for Hulu when it comes to fast lanes on the internet?
Sure.
True.
Because-
Because if you're in bed with them, Hulu is always going to be streaming
And Time Warner's going
fast.
to open up the lane to Hulu and close the lane to, say, Amazon or Netflix.
I think it definitely muddies the waters when it comes to net neutrality.
And that's a little bit more politics than what we do here, but I was just, like, I remember that Time Warner and Comcast had something.
They absolutely do.
This is very, like you said, muddy waters, and I'm not sure how much even if they offer the HBO stuff, I'm not sure how much on board I am with an internet company also controlling streaming services. I think there's a conflict of interest there.
Basically, I see it as Time Warner's push to have a service out there that, it's like, it's like our e-cigarettes. We both smoke different e-cigarettes. And, big tobacco will sit there and tell Congress that, e-cigarettes are bad, you shouldn't have them. Where, most of your e-cigarettes that you can find at a gas station is owned by big tobacco.
Yep.
So this is the same thing. You have these cable companies saying cable is the way to go. Don't get your stuff from these cord cutting providers over here. At the same time, what they're saying is, they're making some money and we want to get in on that, so let's do our HBO Go. But then they're not getting as much money as Netflix and all of them. So what's the next step? You get in bed with one of them, and then you bring the other competitors down, and you make sure that you're making your money.
It sounds like Time Warner had already hedged bets when they got in bed with Comcast. So they already have the media market on the cable, they get the media market on the internet, and now they're getting the media market on the cord cut side.
Right.
And now they can really shrink and narrow that market down by edging out their competitors. Without actually competing. All they have to do is have a separate market plan that cuts out the competitors, and that's what worries me here.
Yeah, and if I recall correctly, I hate talking numbers. I don't really keep numbers in my head that well. But from what I understand, the stake that they end up getting, they're getting a piece of what is essentially several $1 billion by getting 25% of Netflix. And I think that by doing that, they're going. It's one of those things where, I'm sorry, Hulu is getting that, but if you're going to give that type of money to Hulu or any other service provider, you own them.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to get your way.
Which is why the amount, I think, is important, because that will also kind of signal what really their intention is. Because if they end up getting a lowball amount, or paying significantly more than the market value, then it's like they want it for some other ulterior motive. It's not just an investment.
And when it comes down to it, Time Warner is already achieving what they want, because I was looking at a couple articles before we started, and Amazon Prime and Netflix stock has gone down since just the talk about a possible merger with Hulu. So it's already hitting the other two major competitors where it hurts.
That's interesting how the market feels, that market's opinion on that.
Right,
That's
just
very
on the mere
interesting.
mention that there might be such a possibility.
On the positive side, I don't know what you've read on this. Have you seen anything about more original content coming to Hulu only?
Well-
Because now Time Warner they're a content provider. They create
Yes.
content. So now we're looking at more potential for Hulu to actually offer stuff that you won't find on TV.
Well, see, now that is a possibility, and that's something that they were kicking around according to the article. But I will say this: when it comes down to exclusivity, then yeah, I'm sure that they will give it to Hulu in exchange for something. I don't know what that is yet. I'm really hoping that it's not. Oh yeah, you can watch whatever Time Warner puts out, so long as you can prove that you have cable, you know, which is where I think that is most likely going.
And that just kind of destroys cutting that cord.
Right. And you know, and it kind of makes Hulu seem more of a cable provider.
It's an application for cable.
Well,
Yes.
here's the thing though. If that's the route that they go, then I see this as being a desperate last grasp
Yeah.
by cable providers to hold on to a dying market.
That's true.
And so it's just a hedge to keep them afloat for a few more years before their model finally collapses beneath them.
Yeah.
I agree.
But when you think about it, before that happens, it has the ability not really to take down Hulu, but it has the ability to taint the already budding reputation of Hulu.
It does have the
I
ability to
agree.
hurt it because people who are trying to cut that cord are going to be less able to if they're dependent on Hulu.
Absolutely. Time Warner owns a lot of property. And you know, when you think about the stuff that's already on Hulu that is already owned by Time Warner that they're just allowing them to have. Now Time Warner has a stake in the company and they will say, well, we're not allowing you to have it anymore. This is our property and it's time for us to put a stranglehold over it. Let's say, you know, Big Bang Theory or Burn Notice or any of the you know, or I haven't watched TNT or USA in a long time, but I know that there are programming there that is on Hulu that
American Horror Story.
stuff like American Horror
I think
Story
that's
is
on
that's
Netflix.
That's FX.
Okay,
It is
yeah.
on
It's
Netflix
on
as well,
Netflix.
though. Yeah, you are correct. But you know, when Time Warner comes in, they have the potential of saying, "Look, even the stuff that we have already been allowing you to have." We're taking it back, and you have to make sure that they have a cable subscription if they're going to watch it.
Or add a third tier. I can see that happening.
I think
add
that's
an
more
additional
likely.
tier for non-cable subscribers, and then you're looking at that $15 for like the HBO Go again. And once again, you just part of me says you're going to lose some people, but the other part of me says people are still going to pay.
Yeah, people still gonna pay.
And-
I mean, you're not gonna lose a whole
There's
bunch
somebody
of
in
people.
a Time Warner boardroom going, people are still going to pay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and they're banking